Jai Swaminarayan to all students. First of all, I congratulate you to entering into the standard 10th, and also in this time I hope you are safe and happy with your family in your home. Today we will start chapter 6, that is life processes. In this video I will explain very shortly about our main life processes, that are nutrition, transportation, respiration and excretion. In subsequent videos, we will dive into details of each process. First, before going to this all life process, one question arises in our mind, that how do we tell the difference between what is alive and what is not alive? If we are talking about animal, so they are doing some activity like walking, running, chewing, shouting, etc. So by seeing these activities, we can say that they are alive. But what about when they are in sleeping condition? So in the sleeping condition, we see them breathing and we know that they are alive. If we are talking about plants, so we see them green. In other words, we tend to think of some sort of movement, either growth related or not, as common evidence for being alive. But a plant that is not visibly growing is still alive, and some animals can breathe without visible movement. So, using visible movement as the defining characteristic of life is not enough, because some movements are there that is non-visible, like a molecular movement. So first of all, what is molecular movement? Mainly, molecular movement is the movement of microscopic particles suspended in a fluid which we cannot see with our naked eye. So, is this molecular movement necessary for life? Yes, because it provides energy transport, food and water need for respiration and many other processes. If we are talking about viruses, they do not show any molecular movement in them, and that is a controversy about whether they are truly alive or not. We know very well about viruses that when viruses are outside the living body, or we can say host, at that time we can say that are non-living. But when it enters to the host cell or living thing, it will replicate within a minute. So we can't say that viruses are living or non-living. Why are these molecular movements needed for life? Molecular movements are required to provide various essential molecular throughout of the body of an organism for repairing and maintaining their structure. We have seen in earlier classes that living organisms are well organized structure. You can see in diagram that, and you know very well, that all the cells which are in our body are combined with each other and make a tissues. All tissues are combined with each other and make a organ. All organs are combined with each other and make a organ system. And all organ systems combine with each other and make body. Because of the effects of the environment, this organized ordered nature of living structure is very likely to keep breaking down over time. in order breaks down the organism will no longer be alive, and for that life processes are very important for our human body. So first of all, what are life processes? The processes which together perform the function of maintenance of life are called as a life processes. Maintenance of living organism is essential even if they are moving, resting or even sleeping. We know that when we are sleeping our breathing is going on. So for that time also maintenance of living organism is very important. So some life processes are that we are going to study in this chapter, that are nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion. First of all, what is nutrition? So there must be a process to transfer a source of energy from outside the body of the organism, which we call as a food. So the process of acquiring this food that is needed for nourishment and sustenance of the organism is called nutrition. There are two types of nutrition, that is autotrophic and heterotrophic. This we will discuss in our next video. Now once we are taking the food, it should be break down for the release of the energy. So for that again respiration is very important. This source of energy need to be broken down or built up in the body and must be finally converted to a uniform source of energy that can be used for the various molecular movement needed for maintaining living structure. For this, many organisms use oxygen source from outside the body. So, the process of acquiring oxygen from outside the body and to use it in the process of breakdown of food sources for cellular needs is called a respiration. Then, when energy released in our body, it should be transport. Okay, so for that again transportation is very important. Now we know that single cell organism has no specific organs for taking in food, exchange of gases or removal of wastage may be needed because the entire surface of the organism is in contact with the environment. But in the case of multicellular human being, that are humans, because all the cells are not direct contact in environment and diffusion is again a very slow process. So the question arises in our mind that what is diffusion? So diffusion is the net passive movement of particles from region in which they are in higher concentration to region of lower concentration. I can tell in simple language what is diffusion. So it is a movement of any liquid, or we can say any substance, from higher concentration to the lower concentration. Diffusion is insufficient to meet the oxygen requirement. Again, it is a very slow process to cover the distance between the gas exchange surface and the seated where the oxygen is required. So for that, as I told you, transportation is important. Transportation can be defined as the movement of any substance from one place to another. Whether and nutrients required for all metabolic activities should be transported in the body of plant and animals. The waste material or excretory products should also move to the region of excretion. So, when chemical reaction use the carbon source and the oxygen for energy generation, they create byproducts that are not only useless for cells of the body but could even be harmful. These waste byproducts are therefore needed to be removed from the body and discarded outside by a process called excretion. So student, I hope that from this video you got idea about this all process. Okay, in our next video we will discuss in detail each process, that is nutrition, respiration, transportation and excretion. With this video I will also send some questions, that is our biology assignment. So please students, go through this video and give answer of these all questions. Thank you. Jai Swaminarayan.